Story: The Days That Don't Wait. In a small, softly lit room with a window that opened to the west, an elderly African-American man sat every afternoon in the same chair. His name was Samuel, a man in his 60s with eyes that carried the weight of untold stories, eyes slightly tired yet quietly kind. Samuel's life had never been extraordinary. It had been ordinary, steady, sometimes hard, often calm. He had spent decades working in a woodworking shop, his hands growing calloused, his body growing slower, and his spirit quieter with each passing year. On the walls of his room hung a few photographs. In one, he was young, smiling with a joy he no longer recognized. In another, a woman he had once called the love of his life, now living far away, perhaps having forgotten even the scent of the wood that lingered on Samuel's hands. He spent his days watching the light spill across the room, a slow, predictable play of sun and shadow. On the table beside him, a cup of coffee always cooled before he could finish it. There was little to do, just to think about what had been, what would never return, and the days that seemed not to wait for anyone. Samuel was not sad for himself, not exactly. He was contemplative, quietly aware of how time moves forward without asking permission. He remembered small moments, laughter with friends now gone, the smell of rain on streets he once walked as a young man. That feeling of believing the world was just beginning, but now each beginning felt like a faded memory. As evening approached, he turned on a small lamp in the corner. An old radio played songs that were no longer in fashion. He listened to the voice of a world he once knew, a world that now felt distant. Samuel smiled faintly, a small curve of acknowledgement. He had nothing left to chase, no great triumphs to seek. Only the quiet comfort of his small room, where every sound, every ray of light, every breath of air reminded him that he had lived. And perhaps, he thought, that was enough.